Okay guys, it's finally here, my 48 hours in Japan. Okay, so I'm sitting at home and I'm wondering, what am I supposed to do today? Because I made myself a checklist, but I just don't want to check it. And then I realized, oh wait, everyone is waiting for the last part of my Asia trip, like the last part of the vlog, which is my Japan leg of the trip. So I was like, oh yeah, I gotta film this. I literally don't even know where to start because it was the most hectic 48 hours of my entire life. I physically shopped until I dropped. Like my knees actually started to give out to the point where I was like, I need to go back to my hotel room and sit down. So yeah, let's get started. So I wrote it all down. We're gonna go through the list of all the things I did. I'm gonna explain everything one by one. But basically from the time I landed to the time I flew out, I was out and about doing everything I could all the time. So how did it all start?
I went to 7-Eleven. I met this girl in Hyatt from Dubai, and she gave me tips to go around everywhere. I went to Muji, found a Muji hotel, found a Muji cafe, went to Uniqlo, found a flower store in it, passed by some used camera stores. I ended up being close around 7 except for food, and I was really confused with department stores, so I ate at like a floor level restaurant. I fell asleep, I got butt FaceTimed, went to Shibuya, had the ice cream with different matcha levels. I took the train, got to mega donki, did the Shibuya scramble, went shopping, more shopping, went for drinks with my friends, did omakase at a department store, met up with Haya for drinks again, went back to donki with Haya, and then the next day got breakfast with Haya, and then went shopping again, did some more last minute shopping, got the bus to the airport, and basically went home.
So that is a recap of my 48 hours in Japan. Alright, so to break it down, I landed and the first thing I did was I had to take the train into Tokyo. So to do that, you take the Narita Express, which is very, very quick. It is about an hour train ride, but it's like the smoothest ride ever and time goes by so fast. So I chose that because, like, out of convenience, just because it is a faster train, and it cost me about 400 yen for a round trip, so that's about 40 Canadian dollars at this given exchange rate. And so it wasn't bad. I would do it again. I would definitely take this train again just because you get reserved seats and then you also get a place to put your luggage. And it actually, like, you can set the locks too. I was too lazy to, so I was like, no one's gonna steal my stuff. But you can lock it if you want to, so I thought it was really convenient, and for the comfort, I'm willing to pay that much, also because I'm by myself, so like I'm like, no, I don't want to like just like take this train and then not know where I'm going. So I knew directly where this was going, and the like first stop out of the Narita Airport Terminal was Tokyo Station, which is where I was getting off. So yeah. Hey guys, I'm in Japan. I'm gonna go to 7-Eleven first. First of all, I have to top off like my transit card just to see if it works. Second of all, like, it's fucking 7-Eleven, of course. And I'm gonna go shopping and then probably grab some sushi for dinner. But first things first, I'm gonna change out of my disgusting germ-filled airport clothes. But I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. And so I'm staying in this like tiny little hotel. I mean, they're all tiny, it's Japanese style. But like, door's not too big, the bed's right here. Actually, where is the bathroom? Oh, the bathroom's right here. Oh, the bathroom is huge, guys. And they gave me, they have free like bath salt packages. Oh my gosh. I'm not even a bath person, I'm gonna take a bath. Anyways, look at this! This is so cute. Okay, that's all the updates I have. I'm too excited to do everything, so I'll check in with you guys later. Bye! So in case you're thinking why I decided to go to 7-Eleven, it's because they are 10,000 times better. So I'm taking the elevator down from my hotel room, and then the door opens and there's this girl I see, and she's lugging like 2 boxes into the elevator, and she's like, oh, I'm sorry, don't mind me, like I just need to bring this to the post office because we bought too much stuff, so I need to ship it home. So I was like, okay, it's okay, like I'll lift it for you. She's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, it's fine. And I lift it up and she's like, whoa. And like, I know everyone's kind of surprised that I can do things like that. But anyways, I was like, okay, like I'll walk with you to the post office, and we started talking. She's like, oh, give me your number, like hopefully we can meet up before you leave. And I was like, yeah, I'm only here for a really short time because I just came from Singapore and I'm just doing a quick like layover and then I'm going back home. But thank goodness I met her. So her name is Haya, she's from Dubai. She's actually a food blogger and she owns her own tea company as well. So be sure to check those out. But thank goodness I met her because I actually had no idea where to go or what to do. And she sent me like a 10-minute long voice note, broken into pieces of course, but thank goodness for her because she made my 48 hours like a full thing. And And so I give her my number. I'm like, okay, just like text me whenever. And she doesn't text me till the next morning, but that's okay because like I'm like, okay, I'll just go explore things by myself and just kind of like walk around and see where to go, what to do. So first stop, of course, 7-Eleven, and I haven't eaten dinner yet, so I was like, well, why not get a classic onigiri from 7-Eleven? And by my luck, this 7-Eleven had places to sit to eat, so I was like, oh my gosh, like perfect. So I get an onigiri and I go and I grab a drink and I'm like, oh, like a lemon tea, that sounds pretty good. And I touch the bottle and it's hot. And I'm very confused because of course I don't read Japanese. And so I look and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is a heated section for bottled drinks. And that's when I decided then and there that I was never gonna come back to Vancouver, because who doesn't want a nice hot bottled drink for like $1.50 instead of having to spend money at Starbucks, like $6 at Starbucks to get a hot drink? We need to do that here. We need to start doing that here. So yeah, I was already amazed. I was like, what is going on? And mind you, this is 5 minutes into me exploring Tokyo. So you know, I eat my onigiri. I'm like, okay, like I'm ready to go. I'm on my way, and I'm just like, I want to go to Muji because I wanted to buy some pens. So I'm walking and I find it and I'm like, what is this? And my gosh, you guys, like everything in Japan is like, of course, vertical. So there are, I don't even know, like 12 floors to this Muji store, but there's a Muji hotel, like a hotel inside Muji. That's like Muji themed, I guess. I don't know. I'll post some pictures from like their website or whatever onto here, but I was so stunned. I was like, Muji hotel? Not to mention there's a Muji cafe. And then I soon realized that like all these like bigger like stores like Uniqlo, Muji for example, or like Itoya, they have like cafes inside. And I was like, oh, so I can get myself a whole ass meal while shopping and then get myself flowers too, because there was also a flower shop or like a floor with just like flowers. And then I really thought to myself, like, why am I coming back here? This is such a downgrade. I'm sorry, North America, but like you need to get with it because Asia is just so much better. So anyways, I'm done. Muji, I like bought my pens, you know, I'm kind of like walking around. I'm like, oh, like I wonder what I can do next. And I remember that I wanted to see if they have like film there because, you know, Fujifilm, Japan, right? Turns out the film is also equally as expensive, so I was like, okay, forget about it. I won't buy it here because then it has to like go through x-ray and everything. It's just like one big ordeal. But I saw a used camera shop. I was like, oh my god, like this place, like everything's so clean, so aesthetically set up, like all these used cameras, but they don't look like dirty or anything. They just look like, of course they're old, they're vintage, but they look like clean, very nice, like they look new, no parts look old. And I was like, my god, like this is really where I want to live. And that's gonna be the theme of this entire vlog, is just me telling you how much better Japan is compared to Vancouver. And don't even try to start a fight with me about this, because if you've been to Japan, you would know. Fascinating. My ass has not been cold. And you're gonna be like, what does that mean? Well, in Japan, in my hotel room, and I did like a cheap hotel, okay? In my hotel room, my toilet seat is heated. You can choose low or high. And in every bathroom and everywhere, the toilet seat is heated. So your ass is never cold. Like, you know, when you get up in the morning, and like if you live in Vancouver, you live in the tundra, you would know. You get up and you like get out of your bed and you're like, oh my god, I'm so cold. And then you like dread sitting on the toilet because you know it's gonna be cold. Yeah, not a thing here, not a concept here. So if I could, I would buy a Japanese toilet and ship it out to Canada to put in my house. I'd honestly force my parents to put it in all of the houses like imagine just every single day you wake up and you sit on the toilet and it's just like your butt is warmed. What could be more luxurious? Honestly, nothing. That's all I need in life. So yeah, my butt has never been cold. So like the first day, I would say like settled in, because I was there for 3 days, but it was like half of one day, one full day, and then half of the third day. So the first like half day was still like pretty chill, you know. I was just like, okay, I'll walk around. And I got there around maybe like 4 o'clock, and little did I know that most places close at 7. And so I was like, oh, everything's closed, everything's really quiet now, so I don't really know where to go. And then I ended up just eating at this tendon place like on the street, because Haya had not told me about department stores yet, and I was really confused at the whole concept of department stores. So that was that. I ate the tendon place. It was still like phenomenal. And then I went back home and kind of just like unpacked, organized all my stuff, filmed a bit of the vlog, edited a bit of the vlog, but honestly I was very tired. I didn't realize how much I had walked in Singapore, and so I just like passed out. In the middle of me editing a vlog, like I didn't even have the chance to turn the lights off. I like full on just like fell asleep. And I woke up at 3 a.m. because I somehow like managed to turn the ringer on my phone, which is very weird because like my phone's always like on the silent. So like I guess like when I was doing something, the ringer must have turned on. But then my mom FaceTimed me at 3 a.m. So I pick up, I'm like, hello? Hello? And she basically butt FaceTimed me. I got a butt dial at like 3 a.m. in the morning. So I was like, okay, whatever, forget about this. And then I was just like, I'm gonna go to sleep. So I go back to sleep, wake up at 7 probably, and I'm like, oh, well, there's nothing to do. So I'm just kind of like sitting around, and like Haya is already awake because she's like me. She's like one of those travelers where your brain like literally turns on before you even want it to. And I can't help it. So she's like sending me all these like voice notes and stuff like that. And oh, I did some research the night of because I needed to buy certain things. So I was looking for like really good sunscreen, but I like watched a bunch of YouTube reviews and stuff like that, and I looked at where to buy them. So I was, number one, like I was gonna go to Shibuya, and so I told her, she's like, oh, where are you going today? I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to Shibuya. I'm gonna go to the 24/7 Mega Donki, and if you guys don't know Don Quijote, it's like a chain of like, I don't even, like, if Walmart and Canadian Tire had a baby and put it on steroids, that's what Donki is. You can find everything and anything you need at these stores. And this one just so happens to be a 24/7 Donki. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go there in the morning. And then she sent me some voice notes about places to go, and so she sent me this place about like the matcha ice cream with like the 7 different levels of matcha. It was on this like Daily Hive video or like whatever. It was like something they talked about, but it only opened at 11. So I was like, okay, great, like I can kill time shopping here and I can like try to like stretch it out. You guys, I did not need to stretch it out. This Donki was like huge. I don't even remember how many floors it was, but like I just kept going up floors, and I was like, oh wait, I remember, I need this, I need that, I need that. And so the first floor I remember was snacks, and I was like, okay, like I'll just buy a little because there's like donkeys everywhere, so I don't need to buy too much. Maybe bought a few things, and then I went up and I was like, I looked, and then like straight ahead of me in the escalator, I was like, why do I feel like I need phone cases? I was like, oh right, that's right, I have to get my coworker a clear phone case. So I'm like standing there, like browsing, and she wants one that's like hard, clear plastic. And so I'm like, okay, like they probably sell them. They sell many variations of clear plastic cases. So there's like the hard one, the hybrid one, and then there's soft plastic. And I was like, wow, can never get that here. Once again, things you cannot even think to get in Vancouver. So anyways, I'm like browsing this phone section for a solid like probably what is 45 minutes, just like in total awe of like everything. I'm like, should I get myself a phone case? And at the end I decided not to because I have so many already. I'm like, no, I don't need to be wasteful. I go up another floor, I'm like, hair dryers. So I'm like, oh my god. And like for those of you who don't know, once again I rave about the ionic technology in hair dryers. That's all I was doing. I was like standing around like browsing hair dryers for I think like probably another 2 hours. Honestly, who knows? I don't know how much time I ended up spending in this Donki, but by the time I walked to the matcha ice cream place, they were open. It was like a super cute place. I I don't know, Japanese people are just like very quiet, very reserved. Like it's such a busy city, but people don't actually really talk on the street. So it's actually very quiet. That's something I noticed. It's not like you see people like chatting it up with each other, and like on the trains especially, people don't talk. And there's actually like signs that are like, please don't talk too loudly with other people. And so like you literally just sit in silence. Not that it's a bad thing, but I was just like, oh, something I noticed that's a little bit different from here. So for a very busy city, it's oddly quiet in a sense. But yeah, anyways, this was all happening in Shibuya, so I forgot. Like I walked through like the Shibuya Scramble crossing, which is like, you know, those iconic crossings where you're like this way and crossing that way, and took a video. I was like, wow, I'm really living the life here. I got my matcha ice cream. I got level 7, which is like the most matcha flavor I guess you could get. It's actually pretty good. Like they described it as a very like umami flavor, and I think for the first time in my life, like I actually understood what umami was. Because I was like thinking to myself, I was like, okay, well it's not bitter, and it's not salty, and it's not sour. And so when the lady described it as umami, I was like, oh my god, like mind blown. This is the first time I've probably tasted something and made that umami connection. You guys, you just all have to go to Japan. Like if you're not influenced by the end of this vlog, I will come and find you and I will influence you myself in person. So anyways, after the matcha, it was already like 11, because the place opened at 11 o'clock, so it was like maybe done at 11:30. Like they have seating outside and then you just put your garbage there. One thing to note, they do not have garbage cans in public in Japan. Now one of my coworkers told me it was because there was like a terrorist attack. I was not probably alive during that time, but like they put bombs in the garbage cans in public. So Japan just basically got rid of garbage altogether. So the only places you can really get rid of garbage are like, I guess like inside a department store, in a restaurant, like at a 7-Eleven, where I guess, in my opinion, like logically I would understand, like I would assume that it's because there are people around, so they're watching you and they can see you. So like if you're suspiciously stuffing a backpack into a garbage can, they're kind of going to be like, okay, what's going on? So like usually you probably won't be able to find, you will most likely not be able to find a garbage place unless it is in like a public setting where there are going to be lots of people. And even then, like don't litter. Like don't litter. People are literally going to be like WTF. And also like Japanese people are so sweet, so please don't do that. Please don't take your North American tendencies and take them to Asia, because that's just rude. So yeah, I went back to Ginza where I was staying to drop off all the stuff I had bought, and I was like, okay, I'll take a little sitting break, because at this point my knees were like starting to get sore. I was like, okay, I'll take a little sitting break and I will write down all the places I need to go in order of convenience, efficiency, because this is the one full day I have to shop and I know they all close at 7. So where did I go? The first place I went to was this place called Itoya. I mean, it's probably my snack vlog, but you guys know this like stationery store that's 10,000 times better than Muji. You didn't hear that from me, but if you've never been to Itoya, you can't make the comparison. And I was like once again in shock. 12 floors, stationery, divided, you know, like there was literally like stationery and then there was one for just like color. And everything was so aesthetic, like it pleases the OCD in me. Like, you know what? If you're OCD, Japan would be like your heaven. Like you could go to Japan and it'd be like an OCD lover's dream and you could die there happy. I was so satisfied with everything, how everything was set up. They literally sold markers, a set of 12 markers that were different shades of gray, and I was just like, this is very aesthetic. Not that I need it, but cool. And they had like rows of like pencil crayons unsharpened, just like all these different colors. I was like, ugh, what a dream I'm living in right now. Like, my god. So anyways, yeah, went to Itoya, bought a lot of stuff, and I was like, okay, like I gotta go to New Balance. I just wanted to check out some shoes. I didn't end up getting anything because I was like, do I really need the shoes? No. Do I regret it? No. I walked into, oh, this is where it gets interesting, guys. So I went into a place called Big Camera because I was looking for another hairdryer. Yes, I know I have a hairdryer obsession, but if you've never used one of these, you wouldn't understand. So I walked into this place called Big Camera. I'll put a picture here. I don't know what the direct translation is, but like when I put it on my maps, it just brings up like a Japanese name. Oh my god. I'm never gonna set foot in a Best Buy here ever again because it's just so sad. like this place. So I went down to the camera section because it's like, okay, you know what, let me just like take a look, because like I have my vlog camera, like my sister has her photography cameras, and I know they have like some film stuff, and I just wanted to see if they sold film there too. So I was like, this is probably the best floor to go to. Holy crap. If you put Best Buy on steroids, but like times like a million. They had in this one floor, this only one section, because they divide all their stuff by sections, they had every single camera that I think could exist in this world, on top of all the accessories. Like, it was just like camera after camera after camera after camera after camera. Not like when you go to Best Buy and there's like, you know, 3 in a little shelf, and then you turn around and there's like 3 more, and that's all you get, and there's like maybe 1 lens, and then they have all the pamphlets with all the accessories. No, this store literally physically carries every single accessory you could think of for every single type of camera that exists in this world, on top of all the cameras that exist in this world. I like went to this section, there's like your telescopic lenses over here, your phone chargers here, SD cards here, cables and other accessories to connect your camera to who knows what other device over here. They have like the little mic fluff things here, and I'm just like, I'm like visual overload. I'm like, oh crap. It was like something out of this world. And they had a wine cellar in this big camera. Like, you guys, I cannot even like begin to explain it. If I took videos, you'd just be like, what is going on? Because like, that's exactly how I feel. So once again, go to Japan, see it for yourself. Anyways, I ended up buying a hairdryer. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the end of my story, but I just wanted to tell you guys how insane this place is, because it's just like, this is how every single place is. It's just like insane and like above and beyond. So after Big Camera, I like walked to Uniqlo. I mean, I already walked to like all these other stores, but I didn't really buy stuff, I just wanted to see. And I walked into a Uniqlo that's not the flagship Uniqlo store. Anyways, they still had a ton of stuff, but I was just browsing and was like considering it, and I was just like debating in my head. I'm like, do I give my other coworker a like fleece jacket for his daughter? But anyways, I did that on day 3, so we'll talk about that later. But I forgot to tell you guys, I also went to the kitchen district. So did I have my stuff with me? No, so it was like the other way. So Ginza's here and like Shibuya's like this way, but then like the kitchen district is like that way. So anyways, for my other snack vlog, you guys know like this kitchen district is like insane. Like cups on cups on cups, knives on knives on knives, chopstick holders everywhere. So cute. And I really had to resist not buying literally everything there. But I went and I actually got a headache because I had visual overload, because there were so many like unique cups and like little things and like knives everywhere, and I was just like, what's going on? Like, I was just like so astonished by it all. But you guys know from my other vlog, so I just ended up getting a teacup set for Mia, a teacup set for me, and then some chopsticks holders for one of my coworkers, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Although if I could have, I would have left with a lot more stuff. Oh, and one magnet of fake food, because like I said in my other vlog, I'm not gonna pay $9 for food that I can't even eat. But anyways, so yeah, after that, and then Big Camera and like Uniqlo and all that kind of stuff, it was like a really busy day of just like taking transit and like walking around, and probably me just visiting a bunch of donkeys and just like, I need to buy more, I need to buy more. I went to a sushi place to have omakase sushi, so it's like, that's like the chef's like menu. It only cost me like 88 Canadian dollars, but I was so full from it, so I will do a whole like picture reel here, but I will like talk to you guys about all the food that I got. Oh, first of all, I need to show you guys. So they still are very mask heavy. Please respect that when you go to Japan. It is part of their culture and it is their culture, so like just respectfully, you know, wear your mask when you're asked to wear your mask and where you're supposed to wear your mask, and please just don't be that rude person, or else honestly don't go to Japan because it's their country and it's their culture. So like just be respectful of that, and they're honestly not asking for much. And Japan just recently opened their country to visitors not part of a tour group and people who are not passport holders, so COVID is still a very big thing for them, and so, you know, just be respectful, just be kind of someone else's home, that's all. But anyways, back to this. So picture, insert picture here. When I eat, they're like, here is a mask container, and it's just like a folded piece of paper, but all you do is you fold your mask in and you tuck it in, and I guess it avoids like loose masks flying around. But I was like, top notch, already top notch. And then they bring me like green tea, like your typical green tea, and they give me a hot towel. I'm like, I don't even need this when I use it. Cool. The first thing to come up was like some sashimi. I don't really know what it was. Also, one thing in Japan to know is like not many people really speak English, and that's okay. Like, it's my own fault, like I said, that I don't know how to speak Japanese, but when they realize that you speak English, like they have English menus and everything, people just for some reason think I'm Japanese, and I don't know why, but everyone, like most people, I did a poll on my Instagram and they're like, no, you pass as a Japanese person. So I'm like, okay, cool. But when they see me freeze up and the panic in my face and they hand me the English menu, I'm like, okay, cool. So I ordered the omakase, but you know, you don't really know what comes in it. And I had two waiters. So one of them would explain to me what it was, and the other one, like her English was not as great as the other guy. So she was a little bit more shy. She didn't really like explain to me much, and that's okay. Once again, my fault for not learning a single word of Japanese before I got to Japan. So I got some type of like sashimi with salad, vinaigrette dressing, really, really good. And then I got 3 different types of sashimi, so scallops, mid-grade fatty tuna, and cuttlefish. And then out came like deep fried like mini fish, and then fish, like 2 fish like fillets. Scallops with mushroom on it, so good. Everything was so good. And then they had, like, I just want to show you guys a little picture of the soy sauce container they had. I really want that. And it came out with some sushi and like nigiri, which was really good. And then my miso soup, of course. And then to finish off was like a dessert, which was some like type of lime jelly. I was like, this is so good. But anyways, that was my omakase meal. It was really good. Then I went for drinks with Haya and her friend Eva. We had a lot of fun. We walked all the way to the hotel, and Haya was like, oh, we're gonna go to Donki, and Eva's like, I hate to break it to you, Haya, but we literally just walked from where Donki was back home, so you have to walk back. But we were like, okay, that's fine. I did a bunch of shopping, and then yeah, we called it a night, and that was pretty much it. I had to pack everything because I was leaving the next day. I had all my snacks, my hair dryers, my everything that you could name of pretty much done. The next day I only bought that Uniqlo like fleece thing, and then I went for breakfast with Haya. So we went to this place, and like they had like this like 18 dish kind of thing, and I tried it. I mean, like, I'm not a big breakfast person, so this was a bit different for me, but like obviously like in Japan, like you eat a lot of rice for breakfast and stuff like that, so I just thought it was a really unique experience. And they had these like teacups, which were like, I was like, what is going on? So you take the lid off, and then you take off like the inside, and it holds the tea, and then you place it onto the lid, and then you have your physical teacup the way things should be. Smart, efficient, you know, not like here where you have like a little, I don't even want to go into detail about it, but you know what I mean. So there's that. Went back to 7-Eleven, of course, because I always like to buy drinks and like look at snacks, and guys, they basically like sell like Japa dogs at 7-Eleven, and I was like, once again, bye, I'm moving. And then my last stop was at the Uniqlo flagship store out in Ginza. Holy moly, this place is like, I couldn't even explain it. 12 floors, coffee shop, flower shop. I basically bought everything I needed there too, and I was just like, oh, and I found a mug. I wanted a mug. I wanted to go to Starbucks, but they only had holiday stuff. I was like, this is too flashy for me, so I went to Uniqlo. I got a cute little Uniqlo reusable mug. Called it a day. And then, yeah, that was it. Went back to the hotel, packed my stuff, went to Tokyo Station, went to the airport. Told myself I wasn't gonna buy anything at duty free, then ended up getting a big bag of stuff at duty free once again. But yeah, that was it. guys, I'm vlogging to say that I'm leaving Asia. Time to go back home, and guess what? It snowed. I opened my Instagram stories this morning to see that it snowed everywhere, and I was like, okay, bye. I'm never coming home. I'm just gonna get to get on the plane. Honestly. Going from Singapore to Japan was already like, it felt chilly, although it's like 19-20 degrees here, so it's like not that bad if I'm gonna be honest with you, but like Singapore's like 30, humid, like tropical. So I went from that to this, so I've been like wearing jackets around and stuff like that. Most people are wearing coats here, so it is what it is, but like I'm not ready to go back to like below zero. No. I will be dressing like the Michelin Man, so if you see someone who looks like the Michelin Man around Vancouver, it is me, it is this girl. You can say hi, don't worry. Like, I'm just gonna be sad. Like, I'm gonna be wearing 5,000 layers, so you can anticipate a huge marshmallow, a huge 6-foot marshmallow walking around. So if you see her, that's me. Just say hi. But I did shop till I shopped till I dropped in Japan. Straight up, like after walking in Singapore, I was like, okay, I'll just take it easy in Japan. Nope. I put on the shopping hat and I told myself, I was like, listen, you're here once and once only. So you're gonna suffer through it. And I did suffer through it. I did suffer through it yesterday. I shopped and bought everything I needed to buy. Not to mention the yen is pretty, like the conversion is really good at the moment. And I do have a travel credit card, so 0% foreign transaction fees is the way to go. So for example, like you just move things over by 2 decimal points and then it'll actually be a little bit lower than that as well. So like, for example, a drink at 7-Eleven is like 175 yen. So if you convert it to Canadian, it would be, at the moment, November 2022, it's $1.75, or like you would assume it's gonna be a little bit under $1.75. So yeah. That's how the conversion works, and everything here is super cheap. You can find super cheap food here too. So what I realized is that they have a lot of department stores here, and so basically the higher you go, the fancier things get, is essentially it. So on the street level, you can find super cheap, also still really good food. Although I will tell you that Michelin in Japan is very busy. It books up very quick. They book months and months in advance. So if you are looking to plan a Japan trip and have some fine dining, definitely look way in advance, because you will most likely not be able to get a good, like a reservation at a good Michelin restaurant 2 weeks in advance. Yeah, so my sister last minute texted me last night. She's like, can you buy me matcha? I'm like, dude, it's way too late. And then today she's like, are you still in Japan? I'm like, yes, but my luggage is full. And the amount of attitude on this girl, you know what she sent me? A sad face, and she said, put it in your pocket. Put it in your pocket. This girl. I mean, whatever, I'm gonna buy her matcha, but like, the audacity. Anyways, that's all I have to vlog right now. I will recap with you once I'm back in cold, chilly Vancouver, where my ass will be cold in the morning. That's it, that's my 48 hours in Japan. A crazy, crazy wild adventure. I would do it all over again though, and I'm definitely going back to Japan. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little vlog. That's it. Thanks for coming along with me, guys, and I promise I will post those Italy vlogs really soon. I'm gonna do a taste test of the like chicken flavored pretz and the chicken herb flavored pretz and scallop and soy sauce flavored pretz that I got. So I already opened the boxes. I don't know, I feel like the packaging is so like intentional and cute. Cause like I just like lifted this flap and then it was like this and I pushed it in and it was so easy. I was just like, wow. Now like here, we're gonna get something, you have to like cut it open. So this is what they look like. And then each bag, like this is the chicken and herb flavored one, the bag of it, and like this is the other one. So we're gonna open both and we're gonna try it. Oh, look at this. Okay, they're like skinny sticks. You see that? Very interesting. I don't know how I feel. It tastes just like chicken. smells like those like chicken broth cubes. For those of you who use those. Okay. Okay. Let's try the other one. The oyster and, oh sorry, scallop and soy sauce one. Okay. Still comes in the thin stick form. This one is much better. Okay. I like that one a lot better. Yeah, the chicken one is do not get the chicken one. Also, you cannot get the chicken one because the Canadian government does not allow you to bring those things in. Don't be like me. Next snack, I already opened this, but like the mushroom chocolates. Anyways, I just want to show you guys what they look like. They're like, look, so cute. And like they literally, well, I could show you guys the back of this too. It's covered in chocolate. And this is what the other ones look like. They're really good. I eat them all the time. My client gave them to me already, so like I already know what they taste like. I'm pretty sure everything else I taste tested. Oh, that mochi I brought back for everyone in the family. It literally turned out to be a big package of like jello with like matcha powder on the side. And I thought it was like actually gonna be like, you know, what your typical North American person thinks mochi is. And I was very wrong, but it tasted very good. They ate it all before I could show you guys. I finally made matcha with the matcha I bought from Japan. And it is the greenest color matcha I've ever seen. I'm gonna take a video next time I make it and show it to you guys. But I just look at it and I'm like, wow, is this what real matcha is supposed to look like? Like it's like bright green, not like dark green. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, wow, is this what it looks like? Is this what it's supposed to taste like? Have I just been like living under a fake matcha shell my entire life? I don't know, but yeah, that's it for the snacks. I think, pretty much. I covered all the snacks. Yeah, that's it.